Namaste YouTube, welcome to Enoma. We are going to give our reaction to The Soft Parade by The Doors.
Hope you enjoy this reaction. It's going to be a first time single take honest reaction by Kirti and me. Let's get started.
When I was back there in seminary school, there was a person there who put forth the proposition that you can petition the Lord with prayer. Petition the Lord with prayer. Petition the Lord with prayer. You cannot petition the Lord with prayer. Can you give me sanctuary? I must find a place to hide, a place for me to hide. Can you find me soft asylum? I can't make it anymore. The man is at the door. Peppermint mini skirts, chocolate candy, champion socks, and a girl named Sandy. There's only four ways to get unraveled. One is to sleep and the other is travel. But one is a bandit up in the hills. One is to love your neighbor till his wife gets home. Catacombs, nursery bones, winter women, growing stones, carrying babies to the river, streaks and shoes, avenues, leather riders selling news. The monk bought lunch. He bought a little. Yes, he did. Oh! This is the best part of the trip. This is the trip. The best part. I really like. What did he say? Successful hills are here to stay. Everything must be this way. Channel Street where people play. Welcome to the soft parade. All our lives we sweat and save, building for a shallow grave. Must be something else we say. soft parade has now begun. Listen to the engines hum. People out to have some fun. Cobra on my left, leopard on my right. Here a woman in a silk dress, girls with beads around the necks. Kiss the hunter of the green vest to his recipe for with lions in the night. Out of sight, the lights are getting brighter. The radio is moaning, calling to the dogs. There are still a few animals left out in the yard, but it's getting harder to describe sailors to the underbed. Trolley corridor, trolley treasure. What God is this block to this mild equator? We need someone something new, something else to get us through, yeah. Crawling on the door, crawling on the door. But it's getting harder. Crawling on the gods. You gotta meet a few animals. The club's not in the yard, but it's getting harder. We're doing great at the action show. What's got us this like this? You and I. We need someone to bring your guns. Bring your guns. When all else fails, we can rip the horse's eyes and make them sleep and cry.
Wow. The soft parade. Wow. Loved how the song was changing with every verse. The tune, the music, everything was changing with every verse in the beginning. Then there was some, longer stretch with the same tune. And I loved how it was. Actually, I didn't even realize how long the song was because it just went too quick. Wow. The Doors. This is the Doors. Talking about different things, different subjects, I suppose. And it's very important to get the meaning of the soft parade. Soft parade, as in our interpretation. For me, soft parade means being gentle on everything or something like that.
I think it's
Being
just
timid.
there's a fun song about the journey of life.
Okay.
How they were on this trip and they were...
The best part of the trip and the trip is the best part, both.
yeah, I mean, they were somewhere near the tropic. Right?
Yeah.
It was a tropical island, tropical forest. And they are with beautiful girls with them. And they are in the safari jeep with cobra painted on one side, leopard on the other side.
On the other side, yeah.
It was like a jungle safari for me. And it would be a perfect song if it does not talk about that. it would either be a perfect song to describe the Doors. They have so many different layers in it, different instruments. It's put so beautifully together. The enigmatic, soulful voice of Jim Morrison. It is a trip. It's a trip. I mean, I can say that much, that if you switch on this one, the Soft Parade, and you have a few drinks and light up a few cigars and hang out with your friends in your basement or anywhere else outside, this would be a perfect song to get you high and in the right kind of spirits. So this is a perfect fun song. It's a party song. It's a song to get high, to get wasted, so to speak, and to enjoy yourself. What else? And the beginning part was very interesting to me about
about the school.
prayers, the seminary school, and the prayer. You know, when you pray to God, it's not about making a petition while you pray. It's about just praying. And I firmly believe in that because I've written articles about it. I've told people about it. It's you should just thank God, you know, that you're alive. Thank God for all the abundance you've got, and don't beg God for things. So it's nice. I like the whole thing. It was like a trip. I'm telling you, if we weren't in this reaction, I would probably be listening to this one while having a few beers with the buddies, or on my own, or with you, just enjoying a beer or two and having a good time. You know, this is a perfect song for making out. You know, I could add that in. It's a song for making out. It's a song for getting high. It's a song for getting wasted. It's a song that also teaches you a few valuable things about life's journey along the way. So you need to be prepared. You need to be ready with your guns. You need to be ready with your uniforms, hunting gear. You can't go out there and expect to hunt lions if you aren't prepared to hunt lions. So it's for me, it's beautiful. It's beautifully put together. This is probably and obviously one of the most difficult songs to analyze the lyrics of for me. And I don't have any shame in saying it because it's Doors. It's the Doors. So it's a masterpiece either ways. It's great vocals, great music, and it's a song to just have a good time with, you know, your loved ones, close friends, or on your own. If you're even hanging out on your own in your basement or in your bedroom, just turn off the lights. Turn off the lights, because if you don't turn off the lights, you won't really enjoy it as much as you should. And switch on your headphones, or without your headphones either, just enjoy it. You know, this is what it's all about. When you're listening to music, it's a trip. And to go on that trip, you need music like this of the Doors, the Soft Parade. So that's what I think it's all about. And for me, that's maybe a couple of lines more I would like to interpret. But what is your take on everything? The lyrics, anything you gathered?
What I was thinking was the Soft Parade. I thought that Jim Morrison, being a poet in a very poetic way, this was poetic, and this should be or could be part of a literature class where you get an assignment on and you can interpret it in your own way, because there can be several interpretations of this one soul song, Soft Parade. Just like you said something, I may have something completely different. I thought he was talking about humans in general and being a bit lazy, bit laid back. Because of the Soft Parade, I'm putting everything in that perspective or in that way. I'm not sure if I'm right, but that's what I was thinking when he was referring to women in silk dress, girls with the beads around their neck, and some people, hunters in the green vest. I thought that was for army man or something like that. And they are, always with their guns in the jungles or in the forest areas by the borders.
Either ways, you have to remember that Doors created this music, the Doors, during the 60s and 70s, early 70s. So probably, that was a time when people were... people in many parts of the world, not just in America, it was a time when we weren't even born. It was a difficult time for many people because of the war, because of just coming out of the Second World War. even though they were victorious, there were a lot of problems. There was death, there was, the Great Economic Depression before the Second World War started, and then the Vietnam War after the Second World War within 20 years. So you had a lot of things happening at that time. There was a lot of turmoil, a lot of turbulence, a lot of distress, a lot of depression. So people looked to musicians to inspire them, to entertain them. That time music was purely about, entertainment.
Right.
Primarily entertainment, secondly inspiration, and third, just for other reasons. So music had always had a purpose then. The reason you don't get music like this created in 2019 or in recent years is because nowadays people do not know what's their purpose. What are we writing this
What are
music
they
for?
looking out?
What are we creating this music for? That time people knew that this was our purpose. We were doing this for the fans. We were doing this for ourselves. We were doing this as an outlet. We were doing this to entertain. We were doing this to let people let their hair down, shake a leg, have a good time, make out, have fun, enjoy themselves. It was Woodstock 24/7 practically. So that is what music was all about for most musicians in those years. It had a strong message, it had a strong purpose, it was there to entertain. So even if it had a strong message, it would be done in a very entertaining way. Talk about CCR, talk about Pink Floyd, talk about so many other people. It is done in a very fascinating, interesting, entertaining fashion. So this was the Doors. They put it all together so beautifully. Who knows at the end of the day, perhaps a person who listened to the Doors all their lives would be knowing exactly what this song meant. Perhaps even they wouldn't know.
Even they, because as I said, it's like a poem.
It's all about the title. For us as decoders of lyrics, lyric decoders that like I like to call ourselves.
Yeah.
The main thing is the title of the song. So if I do not get the title,
That's what I said.
it's very difficult to understand the rest of the song. So for me, in this one, I'm clueless about exactly what the Soft Parade title means or what the song means, but I do know, knowing a bit about the Doors, I think it's all, and the time that this music was created, I think it's all about having fun, enjoying yourself, having a blast. Whether you're going out hunting, whether you're going out fishing, whether you're at war, no matter what you do, have fun, make out, chill out, grab a few beers, light up a few cigars, do whatever you can. Of course, if you're over the age of 18 or 21, depending which state you belong to. The fact is, have a lot of fun, do so responsibly, exaggerate things like I think the hunter was doing, that, exaggerating things about hunting the lions. So in the night, so perhaps that was real, perhaps that was not so true, but either ways, he had the women around him. The beautiful girls with the beads around the necks and wearing deer-like clothes or things like that. He had them, and that's those were the times, when hunting was big, fishing was very big. Fishing is still kind of big in some parts of the world. But you do have all these things which were in reference to those years. So definitely here is when the viewers, the listeners of this reaction of this song would definitely be able to help us out more specifically if they grew up with the Doors in those years. So they may be pretty, they may be senior, very senior to us. But the fact is, if they are watching this reaction, they will have, for them it may be a cup of tea. This is what it is. You didn't get it. You didn't get it. They may say that you didn't get it. How come? How come? So the fact is that we didn't get it because it's about a different time. It's about, the only thing I know, it sounded fun.
It did.
You could dance along. It was really, really groovy, very, very catchy, and it had layers, the start of the seminary school thing.
Then there was something, find me a sanctuary and I want to hide there. I really, I'm amazed at the...
Let's leave it up to the viewers to decipher this one. That's it from Enoma. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching.